Hello, this is Kazuyoshi Hisano. Thank you for listening to this podcast program. The title of the program is Habits Craft from the Future, Transforming Thoughts and Actions. Well, I've been speaking about the goal vision first, and then after that, I touched on the feed forward, and now we are reaching to the habit part. So, as I always say, it is so important that we have good habits, but behind that, we definitely need to have a goal. Habits without the goals are leading you to somewhere that you don't know, which means that obviously we'll need to have the direction first where you want to go, and then you will need to acquire good habits that will help you get close to that goals. And of course, that is a big picture. However, we are living our daily life and there are a lot of struggles. So knowing that a goal and habits will help us improve our life. But what we're going to do when we have slipped into a difficult situation, how we're going to solve that is going to be another topic for discussion. Well, the reason I have not used the word challenge, I mean that those kind of things are challenge, but I think rather than challenge, it's a kind of a topic because it's, of course, daily we have a challenge, but I carefully choose a word, and if I say challenge, it's going to be sounds like a challenge, and if I say it's going to burden, it sounds like a burden. So I just say it's just kind of one kind of topic that we all want to deal with, learn, and understand that we can easily overcome and solve. Sometimes overcome is a strong word, so it's just deal with. So the question, this week I have received a question, and this week's we are, me and myself as the director, we are kind of forming this program so as one to answer the question, and we are receiving some questions, and then we are going to answer each of them. Well, the question was like this. It's not like this. I used to play music, and when I make a mistake at the early stage, particularly in the beginning of the tune or of the day's practice or the kind of a live performance, the following part will become difficult for me to reestablish my confidence. So this was a question, not accurately written like this, but something like that, because it was written in Japanese, I'm speaking in English. So, and I tried to recover from that situation, but it was hard for me to come back. And if the same thing happened in the middle of the live performance, it was not so difficult for me to kind of recover from that. But why on earth, if I failed in the beginning, it was hard for me to come back? And also, if that will happen again in my professional life, what should I do? Well, and I understand that because I had an experience when I was playing music. I was singing a song in the rock band, and at the beginning, despite we have practiced a lot, despite we have done the rehearsal, when it started, the sound music was sounded entirely different for me. I don't know, it was because of me or it was because of the settings or anything could have in fact impacted that. But in any case, I felt totally different and I couldn't start singing properly the first sentences. And I realized that, okay, I am making a mistake. So these kind of things happen. And The answer is very simple because just forget it. Just forget that you made a mistake. Just move on. Nothing more than that, nothing else than that. Just you need to do is to focus on what's coming next. There's no use spending time over what you have already finished, and you never have a chance to redo it again. But the problem is that we need a moment to recover from that. But when you are in the live performance mode, no, you're not going to be able to have that breeze sometimes. But I understand, and here's the solution. So make that as part of your comfort zone that you make a failure is one big answer for that. So you have a high expectation to yourself, and you think that the first something should be like this. First shot of the golf, or first sentence of the song, or first phrase of the guitar, or in Japan we do the, I don't know how to say that, shodo, which is we write on the paper, and with I don't have a proper vocabulary to explain this, but write things on beautifully. It's some kind of art, but of course it's kind of not just the art. However, so if you make a failure at the first part, then you will struggle on the following part. The reason is that you still hold the regret of the first portion. And you still hold the uncomfort with the first gap between your expectation and what you have produced as a reality. And this is a mental thing because it's a gap between your expectation and what really has happened. So there are two ways. One way is to improve your performance so that you can minimize the gap, or you could arrange your expectation. And let's go back to the basics that you have a skill, and I don't think you can suddenly be perfect with your skill, which means that you have a band, certain band that you can perform. This is the best and this is the worst, lowest, considering your skill set. So which means that there is always a chance that you perform at the lower side in that bandwidth. And so therefore, if you expect you will perform at the best in the band, you will definitely see the gap and you will be disappointed with this by yourself. And that disappointment, sometimes that anger, concern, fear will grow as the thing progresses, and then you become more and more distracted, and then you lose your confidence and concentration. It's easy thing. So what we're going to do is number one is to lower your expectation. Number two, accept what has happened. It has happened. Number three, think about what you're going to do next. It's fairly easy. Not necessarily about performing well at big performance. It's just about your mindset. But there's one bigger picture going back to that, to make it those moments as your comfort zone. Which means that we always have a first shot, first phrase, and we always have a chance to make it good, but we only have a potential to fail at the beginning. And those are all of them are part of the game. They do happen. And it's not possible that you become perfect 100%. I can't talk about the percentage, but at least half of them will be below half of your performance bandwidth. By theory, by the bell curve, you will sometimes do good, sometimes do poorly. Do you agree? So don't expect too much. And if you are good, just be delighted. If you fail, or if you are not so good, just think about the next thing. Well, it's now becoming known that I am supporting some athletes, not just the CEOs. And so some athletes need to encounter a challenging moment immediately after the game starts. So if you are doing judo, you may lose a point at the beginning, or if you're playing tennis, so the competitor are very good at serve, and you will lose the points a lot in the beginning. That does happen. And if you are baseball or softball, you may be hit. If you are a pitcher, the first ball could be a home run. It does happen. So what you're going to do next is going to be the only key thing, because we all know that we can't come back and redo the same thing again. It has happened. Just happened. So the only question will be the feed forward. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? That's it. So we know this. And I haven't added this one. When you feel that you have made a mistake, relax. Remember this. Relax. Make a deep breathe. Not too deep, because if you do it too strongly, the tension will be rather strong. So just relax. Loosen your arms and speak to yourself that, okay, what's next? Right, does it make sense? So I understand that if you fail, it's going to be not easy for you to recover immediately, but by using the ideas that I've been speaking about and discussing with you, I'm sure that you can make things better and you'll be happy with your outcome. Okay, thank you very much. That is for today, and look forward to speaking with you again. It was Kazuyoshi Sano. Bye bye.